I feel like it's been forever and a day since I've been able to sit down and do a video, and I feel so weird and out of practice, so here we go. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. Today I thought I would talk to you guys about and do something a little bit different than what I have done in the past. This is going to be more or less just a story of my past year and what I have done to kind of go all into road racing after only riding motorcycles for a year. So if you are interested in road racing, or you're just interested to hear what I have to say and what I've been up to, grab your favorite beverage, have a seat, and let's chit chat. So first and foremost, I started riding motorcycles June of 2024 on my 2023 Kawasaki Ninja 400, aptly named Zelda. And about 2 months into street riding, I came across MotoGP. And as silly as it sounds to say now, I had never really been exposed to road racing at all before. I obviously, I know it existed, just like I know how car racing existed, but I don't come from a racing family. No one really that I know does things like this. So this was kind of uncharted territory for me. I really wanted to do that, but it's a bunch of guys doing that. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way that I'd be able to ever do something like that, because it's not something that girls do. And a couple weeks after I came across MotoGP and saw that that existed and thought that was the coolest thing ever, I came across the FIM Women's World Championship that they started last year. And I didn't know it at the time, but life as I knew it was kind of over at that point. And I wanted to start racing. It took a lot of personal convincing for me to even think that I could start something like this, because if you watch this channel a lot, you'll know that I am an equestrian and have been for a very long time. I have also danced since I was 2, and I read books. I don't race motorcycles. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I would be where I am right now, I would say that you are batshit crazy. Absolutely not, never something that I would ever do, and yet here I am. So for me, it took a lot of convincing myself that I could ever even do something like this. So as funny as it is, while I was telling myself, yeah, right, you could never do something like this, I was simultaneously growing the desire to do it every single day. And I'm not exaggerating, every single day last summer, it was, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I get into this? The desire to do it far outweighed my lack of self-confidence to do it. And it was decided October of last year that we would kind of put everything else on hold and give road racing a shot, which by no means was this an easy decision to come to. It has always been my dream to own a riding lesson and training barn, which is what I've been working towards for the past 5 or 6 years. And for me to put a stopper on that, I had to grieve that dream for a while, but the desire to road race, again, it just far outweighed anything else. Horses are kind of like my mastered subject of my life this far. It's what I went to college for, internships, it's my life, right? Motorcycles have become my life. I can go back to horses at any time that I want to, but if I don't give everything that I have into road racing now, I'm gonna regret it for forever. So it was decided that we're gonna sell everything that we have, including our house, and get into road racing. Because one of the things that you will find out about road racing is you can do it relatively cost effectively, but if you wanna be as serious as I am, which I have very lofty goals, it costs money. So getting into this, not having any prior experience whatsoever, meant that I had to buy a race bike, which you don't necessarily have to buy a race bike. I wanted to do that because to take my street bike and turn it into a race bike would have been more expensive to do that and more labor intensive than just buying a bike that was already race ready to go. So that's what I did. So bought the race bike, bought a truck, bought a trailer, bought all of my gear. Roughly upfront cost for all of this was $30,000. Now, luckily for me, I have lived debt-free for years. So had very nice nest egg kind of saved up, and we kind of put all of our eggs in this one basket, which looking back on it sounds absolutely crazy. Like, who does that? At the time, I had never even set a wheel on a track before. So arguably one could say, you're doing this and you don't even know if you're gonna like it. But I know myself, again, like I said, the desire was so great that I could not, like, to me, there are some things in life that when you know, and I knew about road racing, and I wasn't wrong. I love it, I freaking love it. But anyway, moving on, back to the point. So once this was decided and we did all this, I was very lucky to find that we actually have local from Minnesota, a organization that does track days and an advanced riding school. So signed up for as many of those as I could just to get as much experience under my belt. At this point, I just wanted to XP farm so that I could get into racing as quickly as possible. And with all of the track days and whatnot, I signed up for every add-on that I could for like track schools, any other, more advanced education that I could, just to absorb as much as possible. I looked at it from a perspective without knowing anything, and I still don't know anything, but I have a little bit of experience. I figured that it would take me the whole summer to even learn what the heck to do out there before it would be safe for me to get my race license. And apparently that's wrong. And a lot of people along the way had encouraged me, once they knew that I wanted to race, encouraged me to get my race license and start racing soon. And so that's what I did. So in July, I actually got my race license on the 4th of July this year, which was super fun, and did a couple of races. And it was so great because I had thought that I wasn't gonna get my race license until the end of the summer, like end of August, and here it is, the beginning of July, and I got it. So how I actually got my race license was I signed up for it on the CRA website, signed up for their new rider class. So the day started out with classroom time. So essentially going over what flags mean, how does this organization do things? We're gonna look at the track, talk about different rules, procedures, etc., to make sure everyone's on the same page and they know what on earth is going on, right? Afterwards, we went for a tour around the track on the back of a pickup truck, which that was super fun. Got to see things up close while you're not on a bike and going super fast. It was nice, kind of like slower paced. I think at that point we did lunch, but I can't remember. I don't know, anyway, skip it. After that, we had practice sessions out there. All of us were assigned different coaches. Some coaches had multiple. I think some coaches maybe had one. I don't quite remember what the student to coach ratio was. But for my coach and I, it was just me and one other person. They just kind of kept an eye on us, make sure that we weren't doing anything crazy or unsafe. And at the end of the day, again, had more practice. And then at the end of the day, we kind of had like a new rider race or like mock race with all of us. And we did that. It was great. And then at the end of the day, we all got certificates that show that we got our race license. So even though I'm very, very slow in comparison to all of these other people who have been riding motorcycles way longer than I have and racing for way longer than I have, I would still rather be out there doing it than watching from the sidelines wishing I was. So if you are interested in road racing at all, I would highly encourage you to look into your local organization and go and get your race license. You could just go and get it and do a couple of races and be done, and just to see how you like it. A lot of times people don't even get all of the experience that I did. So I had done several track days and riding schools prior to getting my race license. Some people don't even do that. They just go and they just get it. So you can really do whatever you want. But by no means do you have to follow what I did. In fact, I would encourage you to not do that because I'm crazy. Another thing too is that I have met a lot of people. This community is pretty small, but I've met so many people. Like, everyone is super nice, super encouraging, especially for new riders. Because this is a higher risk sport, right? You have to be really passionate in order to spend your time and your money and your effort on it. So the people in the community are so passionate. We want to share that passion with anybody that is remotely interested. It doesn't matter, as long as you are relatively competent on 2 wheels. Again, they're not gonna give you your race license if you're not. So even if you come and you take your new rider class and you try, if you're deemed not quite ready yet, great, try again for next round. I was so wrong. I thought I had to be Marc Marquez in order to get my race license, and it's just not true. So while, again, I am very new to all of this, if you have any questions about how to get into road racing, please drop them in the comments. I would love to help you as best as I can, because I want you to experience how amazing racing can be. And if you have any questions on how to get into it or anything that I can do to help you, I would love to do that for you. Like this video if this was remotely entertaining at all. And of course, I would love to have you guys along for the joyride on future videos, so click that subscribe button and the bell so that you never miss a ride with us. Now that the season is over, I'm hoping that things can slow down just a little bit, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more content pushed out for you guys, but also we'll see how it goes. I was suffering from some serious clinical burnout for a long time, so much so that I had to quit my corporate job. I couldn't do it anymore and do all of this at the same time and juggle eating well, exercise, sleeping, family, friendships, relationships, track days, racing, social media. It was all too much. And then selling my house, right? So it's just a lot of different things that led to me having to take a step back from a lot of my social media things, that I'm really hoping now that, again, things have calmed down a little bit, now I'll be able to get back into the swing and get more content out for you guys, because still my goal and my purpose, even if I do share things about racing that I am passionate about, my base level love is for my new riders, and my mission statement hasn't changed. I am here to provide motorcycle related content with an emphasis on helping and encouraging new riders, and I don't think that that's going to change anytime soon. Things just might look a little bit different for a while depending on what happens with racing. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.